welcome to my channel. My name is Kayla and welcome to my little corner of the internet where we are going to be talking about all things thrillers. Thrillers, mysteries, suspense, psychological thrillers. That's my jam. So I love to read and I'm so excited. This is my first video on booktube. This is not my first video on YouTube. Shameless plug, I am a real estate agent in Houston, Texas, and I do have another page where I do day in the lives, all of that good stuff. So if you're looking for a house, let me know. But this channel is going to be all things thriller books, audio books, even a little bit of thriller TV shows and movies. We're gonna throw some things in there too. So I am so excited for you guys to come on this journey with me as I begin my journey on booktube. I'm so excited. Can you tell I'm excited? So today our first video is going to be about my top 5 favorite thriller books I've read over the last few years. So you guys are gonna be able to get to know my taste, my style, my favorite authors, all of that good stuff. This is gonna be a short and sweet video, so let's get into the books. Okay, you guys, so I am not always the best at remembering like the plot, and well, I remember the plot, but there are a lot of things that I just don't remember because after you read a book, you're like, whoop, goes right out of my head. But there is one book that I will never, ever forget, and it is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. Y'all, this book, I don't know what this book had in it. It must have had crack in it because this is, it is so cute. I love everything about it. I love everything about this book. I gave it a 5-star review on Goodreads. I read this in 2022. Y'all, I was in the custom line. I was coming back from Mexico in the custom and immigration line. Like, I couldn't put this book down. I think I read it in like 2 days. Alice Feeney is one of my favorite authors, and I've read Sometimes I Lie by her. I've read Daisy Darker, that was a good one too. So she's a great author. I got to meet her, I'll insert a picture here, but I got to meet her last year and it was so exciting, and I got Good Bad Girl signed by her. So I haven't read that one yet, but I'm very excited. Y'all, so without giving too much away, this book is about a married couple who is trying to save their marriage. So they go to this isolated cabin in Scotland, I think it's Scotland, and y'all, when I tell you I had whiplash reading this book because it's just a lot of things that get thrown at you a lot. So it's about a married couple. They're going on a retreat to try to save their marriage, and then it seems like someone might be stalking them, but we're trying to figure out who it is and what they have to do with this story, and just going blind, y'all. Speaking of blind, the one of the main characters, Adam, has face blindness. I didn't even know that was a real thing, but yeah, going in blind reading this book, and I promise you're gonna love it. So the next book on my list, I gave it 4 stars, and it is The Good Sister by Sally Hepworth. Y'all, this book was so cute. It's a psychological thriller, but I never felt heartwarming. Like, I've never loved a character so much in the book like I did with one of the main characters, and it was just, I laughed a lot in this book. It was just a very different experience reading this book than any other psychological thriller or thriller that I've read, period. But this book is about 2 sisters named Fern and Rose, and are they twins? Yeah, they're twin sisters, and Rose is not able to get pregnant, and so Fern's like, well, I'll do it. Like, let me try to have a baby for my sister. And I think the term is neurodivergent. So Fern is neurodivergent. Her brain works a little differently, so she has a lot of quirks and just different things that she does, and I love this main character, you guys. But so Fern is trying to have a baby for her sister, and then there are a lot of secrets that are starting to come up, and it goes between Rose's POV through a diary journal, and then it goes through Fern's actual like point of view, like up-to-date current point of view. So we start trying to figure out like who really is the good sister, like what's really going on. But y'all, you definitely have to check this book out. It was a good read. I read it in maybe like a week. It's not that thick. It's like your typical like 300-page book, so definitely give this one a try. And I forgot, this wasn't a 5-star read for me because I think the ending fell a little short. Like, I feel like the author could have done a little more with the ending. Like, I like to be like, whoa, you know, I like to be thrilled, but the ending wasn't that thrilling. Like, it was good, but it could have been better. So that's why I didn't give it a 5-star. But other than that, you should still read the book. Okay, so the next book was my very first Riley Sager book. I don't know why it took me so long to hop on the Riley Sager train, but it was The Only One Left. Y'all, look at how beautiful this cover is. It's so atmospheric. This book was such a vibe. I gave it 4.5 stars, and after I read this one, I immediately went and got The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, and I am currently reading this book right now. Very good. We'll talk about it later in another video. But this book is about Leonora Hope, and she was not convicted, but she was, everyone thought she murdered her whole family, but she never went to jail. Cat Williams, if you know, you know. She was never convicted, and now it's like 60 years later, and Leonora is basically, she can't do anything for herself. She's basically a vegetable. She can't walk, she can't talk, but she is able to communicate with her new caregiver, Kit, and Kit doesn't want this job because everybody knows in the town, like, they're like, Leonora killed her family, but Kit has no choice because Kit got in trouble and she might have killed her own mother, and we don't even know. But so now Kit's last resort is to take care of Leonora, and the only one left. So Leonora is like, listen, I want to tell you my story. So the only way she, I don't know if I just said this, but the only way she can communicate is through typewriter. So Leonora's like, listen girl, I want to tell you my story. So we just go through a whole adventure in this book. We're trying to find out, did Leonora really kill her family? Like, what's going on? What's the deal? So this was a really good book. I think I stayed up till 2 a.m. some nights just reading this book. So this is one that you definitely should check out. Okay, so the next book that I want to talk about is The Maids Diary by Loreth Ann White. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. If I'm not, I'm sorry girl. This was a great book. I gave it 4 stars, and I'm the type of person, yes, I judge a book by its cover. Like, look at this cover, y'all. It is so cute. This book is about a maid named Kit Darling, and she has a snooping problem. Like, she does a good job cleaning, but she's also snooping through your house when she's cleaning. And she has these new clients, and she eventually finds something that she probably shouldn't find, and then she goes missing. So we're trying to figure out what the connection is to these clients and Kit, and is Kit alive? But like what's going on? So, you know, Kit has a snooping problem, and we're trying to figure out, what did she find? Like, what was it? So you guys definitely need to check this book out. And the last book on my list is Stillhouse Lake by Rachel Kane. R.I.P. to Rachel Kane, because this is such a great book. It is the first book in a series of like 7 books, I think, but this is honestly such a great standalone book on its own. I gave it 4.5 stars, and this book is about Gina Royale and her family. Their family's life gets uprooted because Gina's husband is a serial killer. Like, the people were in the shed in the backyard, and it was just very traumatizing. So the father went to jail, and the family, Gina and her 2 kids, just had to uproot their lives and go far away because everyone's like, well, how did you not know? So people are reluctant. They don't really want them in their town, and they're just trying to get a fresh start because that is a lot to deal with. Finding out your husband is a serial killer, finding out your dad is a murderer, like, that's a lot. So they have to uproot their lives and go to, I can't remember where it is, some secluded place with cabins, and they have to start over. And then killings start happening the same way the father used to do. So they're trying to figure out, Lord, like, I know he's in jail, so like, what's going on? So they're trying to figure out who is doing this. Is it the father, and what's going on? So this was a really good book. It didn't give me whiplash, but it was steady. It was slow and steady, and it won the race. This was a good book that you need to check out. Thank you so much for watching today's video, you guys. I am so excited to start this new adventure on YouTube regarding thriller books. Y'all, I love thriller books. I have been reading forever, and I used to read Boxcar Children. I used to read R.L. Stine Fear Street books. Like, thrillers have always been my jam. Like, romance and fantasy, it's not my thing. I think I'd rather read fantasy than romance, because I used to read a couple of fantasy books, young adult fantasy books, but it's always been thrillers. And I think it's because my mom my mom used to watch Lifetime. Well, she still does, and if you know, those Lifetime movies are insane. They are so wild, and basically every Lifetime movie is a thriller, and I love all things thrillers. So please stick around, make sure to subscribe, leave me a comment below. Have you read any of these books before? And give me some of your suggestions. Well, this is my first video, so it's probably not going to be seen by a lot of people, but if you want to see anything else from me, let me know. But I am not one of those people who reads like 20 books a month. I'm like 20 books a year. Maybe. I haven't even made it there yet, but I do listen to a lot of audiobooks because, like I said, I am a real estate agent, so I'm always in the car. But hopefully starting this YouTube channel, I'm going to be able to start reading more books. So I'm excited for everything that's to come. And thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you!